Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, and in today's video we're going to be checking out Emic Trunkheart, the fusion that is starting on Thursday. That's tomorrow. We're going to be checking him out on the test server. Actually, I need to put, there we go, the test server logo on. We're saved. Okay, we're not going to be shut down by Plarium. We're saved. It's okay. But yeah, I want to give you a quick showcase of him. I'm not in this video going to be showing you Demon Lord Clan Boss. I think all of the other content creators are going to do that and do a better job than I would, so I'm not going to bother. What we're going to focus on today, I do have a couple of different Hydra builds for him, and we're going to try him out in the arena as well, sort of see him in those areas of the game. And obviously it's work the same for Doom Tower Waves as well. We might even check out some Doom Tower Waves a little bit. But what is going on with this Short King, as you guys were calling him on the previous video, Short King? We've got Unkillable for 2 turns on a 4-turn cooldown that also gives Taunt and a shield to him. What's very exciting is Vinequake is A2. AoE 3-turn cooldown puts out a big shield on everybody equal to 30% of his max HP and decreases all ally skills by 1 turn. His A1 can make shields stronger. Now this was nerfed after the initial showing, so he can increase shields by, I guess, 10k HP. I think this is not so good. I'm not going to be focused on it too much, really. And then his passive entanglement, when attacked under a shield, has a 50 that goes to 75% chance to increase the cooldown of a random skill on the attacker by 2 turns, once per attack, and also boosts allies' damage when they're below 20% HP. This obviously works well with his Unkillable. I'm definitely intrigued to see this effect, like putting skills on cooldown in arena. Will it work or will it not? We have a 30% HP in all battles aura. So how have I built him up? Well, I've been sort of focused mostly on an arena build here that is also going to carry over into Hydra. So can we build him to do both? And there's definitely, man, with this champion, I feel like there's a lot of different ways to do it. I've put him in Stone Skin, which is sort of to ensure that he will go first. And the idea with that he will survive the first round. And the idea with the 6-piece of Stone Skin is 2 turns of Stone Skin, which means he comes in round 1, he puts up Unkillable and Taunt, and then the enemies are forced to attack him while he has Stone Skin on. They've got no choice but to go with the Taunt. Similar to Ultimate Death Knight, similar to a Duchess as well, where they're forced to target that particular person who still has Stone Skin. I think that's quite good. And then his shield is going to be basically fully powered by the time his Stone Skin falls off. I think that's quite nice. It's a decent possibility. I do think if you had lots of reaction, you could put him in a bolster set. Might be even better, where he's going to heal every turn and so on. But yeah, we're going to try him out in Stone Skin first of all. This obviously isn't particularly good for Hydra, where I think probably Reflex set would be your best bet. But we'll talk about that when we get into the run. In terms of the stats, I've built him with lots of HP, 77,000. Big chunk of defense as well, 3.8 thousand. 261 speed, so decent speed. And lots of resistance, 516. Possibly not enough for Arena. We will find out. But enough for Hydra. So he can potentially mischief tank a little bit. For his masteries, we've gone in and grabbed him more resistance. Actually quite specific build, so more accuracy, make his shield stronger then, make the shield even better if targets are low on life, give him a chance to cool down his skills faster, give him some more base stats and some speed if people are dead. Then we're going to give him more resistance, less damage from crits, more healing and shielding, healing whenever enemies are healed, removing debuffs, and so on. So yeah, let's start off with Arena, which I haven't pre-tested. We are going to test this out together, and then I'll show you some of the Hydra stuff I've recorded. So we'll just go in sort of bit by bit. I've thrown together several sort of different teams here that we can use. So I've got a couple of versions with Sifi, Rotus, more high-end teams because we're up against obviously very high-end teams ourselves. And let's go in with this one. This is, I think, potentially going to be the strongest one with a Kymar and having Kymar resets and all of that fun stuff. And then we'll set him up like this, 1 and 2, see if he can do whatever. Then Rotus will set up like this. I think this team looks pretty scary. We've got a bit, you know, more of a budget team down here that we can try out as well. I think he does combo very well with Uko, but let's try this out first in this first fight. We'll actually do this one on manual so we can see. We're going to come in. Oh, he has lots of Stone Skin. Oh, actually, we were outsped there, so that's unfortunate. We'll sleep his Rotus, which we can do, but he's going to get woken up straight away by Kymar. Feels bad. And although we did build resistance, it's not enough in this particular scenario to get us through. So we'll smack him. Might just get wrecked here. It's quite possible. that outsped and the lockout. Unfortunate with the speed. You know, we've got a speed aura and everything, but it's not enough. It's not enough. I think we'll just A1 his Rotus right here. Okay. You should get the revive off. Let's see. Can we come back in this fight? Let's find out together. Always feels bad when you're outsped. Now, he does have not as good of a speed aura, but he obviously has better gear. Feels slightly unfortunate. I think we'll get a Kymar just up and kicking first. I was hoping he'd have his strip ready. He does not. And that is quite annoying right there. But what can we do? Okay, let's put Unkillable on. That's going to help. Obviously now Rotus can hit through Unkillable, but the taunt is going to force him to target us, which I think should be quite useful. I was hoping she wouldn't get back around to a lockout, and indeed she didn't. I am actually going to reset straight away. And then we can actually come in, throw up a shield. And let's see, are we going to start maybe not. Let's get Rotus up and kicking as well before they lock us out a second time, which they might do. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to get locked out again. Okay. Not much we can do about that. Rotus going to get some extra turns, though, and that's definitely going to help steal some of her max HP. Thank you very much. We still have the taunt up, but it's about to fall off, so now this Rotus is free to, well, basically do what he wants, unfortunately. Oh my god, Mariska, she's so broken. I feel like if we were faster, like I feel like with this team we're supposed to be faster. If we had been faster, maybe this would be a different thing, but the fact that we got outsped and locked out sort of put us in a tricky spot. We can reduce our cooldowns, give ourselves a bit of a shield, though. That's going to be quite nice. Let's see if we can secure one kill. We do. Okay, that will help a bit. I'm actually going to smack Yumiko a little bit. We're stacking up on our Rotus pretty well, so that's kind of nice. Oof, that's unfortunate, but hey, actually remove the Hex. We'll take that. That's kind of lucky, actually. Smack this stuff. Okay, that's, yeah, we'll definitely put our taunt on. Thank you very much. See about killing her off. Lovely. Yeah, actually, let's come in. Oh, we did not oh, that's not good. We didn't one-shot her. But his Rotus shouldn't do too much to us now. I was going to say, he might get block damage. That's frustrating. We'll sleep their Rotus. We can actually, you know, let's actually wake him up. I prefer him to hit me. Oh, except he's going to hit through the Unkillable, of course. Never mind. That might have been a huge mistake. I was thinking we could put his skills on cooldown, but they were already off cooldown. That's not so good. We'll get the revive in. Why not? At this point, this is a fairly nasty situation. I guess we'll smack her. It's not going to be enough to kill. We can reduce our cooldowns a little bit. Rotus. Oh, he's going to kill Sifi. Sifi is down, folks. Sifi is down. She's gone. Definitely sleep his Rotus this time. Thank you very much. Kill her. Okay, she's going to bring back the Duchess. This has turned into a pretty crazy fight right here. Definitely kill this Duchess. Oh, nuts. We don't have his thing ready to go. Can we get a reset in? Okay, let's get a reset in. His Rotus, he's popping off. Don't kill him. Oh, he killed him. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This could get nasty, folks. This could get nasty. Right, let's get rid of her anyway. Bam. And actually, we blocked revive on her. That's kind of fun. Let's see, can we get the extra turn? He's going to counterattack. Oh, and he killed me with Phantom Touch. Phantom Touch was enough. Well, that was very close. That was fun. That was fun. Let's go again. Let's go again. This time, we've got no lockout to fight against. We try Kymar again here. That's probably going to be okay. Or we could try Uko. Let's try him with Uko. So we're not going to have a reset. Let's give this one a go as well. I don't know if I set up the auto AI, so let's give it a go. And then we'll mix it up with a totally different team. Just want to try some different stuff. So he's going to go first here. But we are very defensive, so we're not too worried about that at all. Let's actually see about one-shot her, because we can, I guess. And I don't know. Let's see. Maybe we can hit through Arbiter Shield. Yeah, a little bit. Get a little bit of healing there. He's going to revive. That's okay. We'll boost up here. And then we'll try to strip off their buffs with the Uko. Works reasonably well. Okay, and now we can use the taunt to hopefully start to lock him down. So there you go. Bam. Taunt is up. Unkillable is up as well. Which is, yeah, it's kind of nice. Like, we fought Rotus in the first fight, and he can ignore the Unkillable. But usually people can't. We'll sleep the Arbiter. Just say, yeah, no thanks. We don't want you doing whatever you're doing. We'll smack her. I think we'll actually kill Arbiter. And then A1 here, look for an extra turn. Didn't get it. That's okay. Let's actually see if we can get decreased attack and provoke out. I do have provoke set on this champion. We can reduce our cooldowns Actually really nice when you think about it. That's actually super sick. I think Rotus, because of that cooldown reduction, yeah, he's going to be back to his A3. He goes in, whabam, and lovely. Okay, like he's whatever, he's got unkillable, but I don't really care, I think. We'll just speed boost up here. Does grow the shield for what that's worth. We might even get an extra turn and ignore unkillable. Not this time, but Uko might kill him. Uko does kill him, and lovely job. Right, let's take away the Sifi and Rotus. We've seen enough of that. Ooh, hell Hades. Do we have something that can fight this? Let's take a little look. Let's take a little look here. So let's go in with like a lockout strategy with the Yumiko. Let's see. Will this work? I don't know. But let's give it a go. I guess let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Not confident, I will be honest. Not confident about this team, but hey, let's have some fun. Let's fight the man himself. All right. So we're going to turn meter boost. We're going to lock him out. We actually locked them all out. And then, yeah, let's definitely put on the taunt and see about just keeping the Rotus hitting him. Keep Harima hitting him. And can we, that's the crucial thing, can we stop them actually being able to utilize the other stuff? Well, that was an underwhelming. That was underwhelming. I will actually turn meter boost again. There we go. Increase cooldown. Beautiful. The passive doing something. That's nice to see. Let's push the Rotus back and remove that buff that he has. We'll give ourselves a nice shield. Lovely. Actually, that hit pretty hard. That was kind of nice. We'll see if we can strip off these stone skins. We didn't get it. Okay, great. So that's really good. His ultimate Death Knight went before Supreme Elhain. Let's see. Oh, not quite enough damage to finish off ultimate Death Knight. That's unlucky. Do I want to put a Hex out? Yeah, I probably will, just because he can. I resisted it anyway. But he does have some nasty sort of moves. We'll boost up again. Just have to A1 ultimate Death Knight. This is where he definitely falls off. Like, there's definitely a stretch where he's not actually doing anything with his turn. Let's see, can we get past this Rotus? That is the question. I'm very scared about this Rotus now coming in, because I don't think we have properly reset his cooldowns. For smack him, he's going to get his turn anyway. The counterattack, he's finished us. He's probably going to one-shot Arbiter, and we are done. I do feel like in this fight, Ultimate Death Knight would have straight up been better, right? Ultimate Death Knight would have been stronger. He would have helped us survive. See, against this one, can we outspeed and lock him out? Let's try a similar thing. Maybe Supreme Elhain was the wrong choice against Ultimate Death Knight. It's a bit of a pity we didn't kill him. Let's try again, and then we'll switch up to the final sort of team, the most budget of teams, as it were. There we go. We'll lock him out. Okay, now we can put on the taunt, which is going to force him to attack us for a little bit. Okay, we could try strip off some of these buffs. There we go. Why not? Who do we want to kill? Let's try kill Duchess. We got her. Okay, this Duchess, not as tanky, not as tanky. And there we go. So we get through with Supreme Elhain. YSD, a bit more similar to my sort of gear level. Let's go up against this guy with the final sort of version of the team. A more budgety version. So let's come in and we're looking at lots of fusions and stuff here. I'm a bit worried. So we've got Uko is going to be coming in, and obviously Speed Aura, locking them out. Emic, let's set him up to do his thing. There we go, 1 and 2. We do have a Magnar to nuke. Now, he might not be built with enough damage. He only has 233% crit damage, so he might be a bit weak. And, oh, hang on. Oh, let me fix this Python. I appear to have stripped some of his gear. Let's switch this up. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. We have fixed him up. Magnar should now be hitting much, much better. Put him in much better gear. So, Python, he has been fixed. He has gear on now, 100k HP. Magnar's coming in now with 275% crit damage. So, we should actually have the potential to kill. Let's just click full auto on this one and let's see how it goes. So I think this is a much more budget accessible composition with three fusions and then a Magnar. So we're going to get locked out, actually super locked out here. We might just get beaten up. Poor old Emic is getting absolutely destroyed. This is probably where Bolster Set would be really good on him, actually. We got the thing stripped off, which is a little bit unfortunate. Not too much we can do right here at the moment. We just have to hope our skills come back off cooldown. Let's see, where are we at in terms of that happening? She can only lock out for a couple of turns. We're kind of getting there, kind of not really. Let's see. He's reset and locked us out, but we resisted this time. Okay, so we are still in it. Let's go, revive. We maybe got unlucky right there. I'm not sure. Okay, she's really hitting us with lots of stuff. He's reset again. The resets will never end. Okay, I think we're just done. Right, okay, cool. I like it. I forgot about Kaimar plus that thing resetting indefinitely. So the budget team not quite able to take down the slightly not budget team. This team is also a bit insane. This one is a bit insane. Let's find one. Here we go. Well, no, this is a mirror match. Let's not do a mirror match. Let's see. Can we get something that's MTG's the team? This one is also insane, but let's give it a go. He's got the double. Let's not fight double reset again. This is a single reset. With bombs, that's cool. Or this one. Let's go for the easy one here. Now, let's do the harder one first with the bombs. I think we might just be screwed here because he's going to go first, lock out Python, and then bomb. And we've got Stone Skin. So I think we just die against that team. We have to try the easier team, unfortunately. Right, let's try the easier team. Seems like there's not much that we can do about it, I'm afraid. Let's see what we got. So he's going to buff up. We're going to strip off, which is good. Here we go. Provokes on, or the taunt is on. So, hey, he's increasing the cooldowns on the Rotus. That's pretty good. Basically functioning like a pseudo lockout. We have the Magnar nuke comes in. It hits reasonably well, right? Not enough to secure the win, but we get a bit of cooldown reduction there. We still have taunt on, or provoke taunt. We still have taunt on. The Rotus is being very flustered. He can't use his extra attacks. I do feel like there's a bit of randomness to it, which is not ideal, shall we say. The randomness is not ideal. Here we go. Now Rotus, he should be free to do his thing. Well, actually not that free, turns out. All right, we're still going strong enough here. Percussive Pound comes in round 2. Rotus is going to start popping off a little bit more, but we get the taunt back on and seems okay. Again, the worry is that Rotus can just hit through that unkillable, can't he? So yeah, look, Emic. I feel like he's not totally insanely amazing for Arena, but I think he's a good option. And certainly when you eventually get into gold in Arena and people could start taking Ultimate Death Knight away, if that's a strategy you rely on, he does function somewhat similarly. Honestly, I feel like if he had a bolster set, I think that'd be much more powerful. I think a bolster set on this champion, he really screams out for bolster set, and then you could give him like reaction accessories to survive. I think that would be really good. Bolster set gives you the protected shield. I think with high HP, giving everyone that shield is really nice, and it gets his passive working from the get-go, and I think he can easily take the hits. Yeah, I think he can easily take the hits. So interesting. Look, but hopefully it was an interesting little showcase for you there, so you can see it. Now let's jump into Hydra. Gonna go into Nightmare here on rotation 1. I've tried out a couple of, actually several different team variants with him. Let's go with this first one. We saw him with Uko a bit in Arena, so let's see it here as well. We're going to bring in Artak, another free champion that everyone should have watching this video at time of recording. Then the 3 sort of really good epics for Hydra. Shamail, let's just click start and go. Ugo for decreased defense and block buffs. We're actually sort of doubling up on block buffs with Uko and with Ugo, 2 of them. But yeah, we've got plenty of damage. Artak pumping out the burns and Royal Guard doing the slams. So let's actually see this in action. I don't know if I set this up to go priority 1 right here, but let's go. Then we're going to go in with the burns from Artak. Royal Guard should get his slam away as well. We get the increased speed. And yeah, we've also got decreased accuracy now from Uko, which is kind of nice. And yeah, one thing you're going to see throughout this, I think it's an interesting aspect of how this champion works. But Emic, here we go. He's going to reduce their cooldowns a little bit. So Artak is going to explode the burns. But next turn, because of that cooldown reduction, he's going to go straight into applying the burns again, which I think is very, very helpful. But yeah, Emic with his taunt thing, he mischief tanks when taunt is active, but it's really not active all that often. It's only very rarely active, and that can be a little bit of a problem, to put it bluntly. So he's kind of awkward to fit into a Hydra composition, but he can work, and he does do some really nice things. So for example, right here, his buffs are going to fall off, and Head of Mischief is going to target somebody else. Now, he will prevent Mischief from doing a lot of stuff semi-frequently. But not all the time. So he's sort of an unreliable mischief tank. I think in this case, I actually have Shamail built as sort of a backup mischief tank. He's pretty slow and he's got high resistance. So hopefully Shamail will be targeted a good bit, but it's not guaranteed. But he is a bit of a backup, and I think that is useful. I think it's a nice combo there. I think the bigger thing you're bringing Emic for is he gives you a really nice shield, which is good, but he also gives you that cooldown reduction, which helps you to be more consistent. It's going to help Uko strip buffs more often and keep up increased speed more. It's going to get Artak placing more burns and exploding more burns. It's going to make the Royal Guard slam more powerful. It's going to make Uko more consistent with the block buffs and with the decreased defense as well. So that's really nice. There we go. It's a really nice shield, and that cooldown reduction is pretty great. There we go. Our backup mischief tank doing the job. I think next turn, Emic should have his taunt back up. I basically set it so that he would prioritize his A2 to get as many uses as possible. And then he's going to do his A3 after that. So it's not quite perfect. By the way, we've got double provoke set, one on Artak and one on this guy. So there you go. Unfortunately, it did get stolen at that point. One thing to note as well, which I did notice in these runs, is that the taunt, it seems to redirect. I think it redirects Mischief and the Fear Head. It doesn't redirect the A1. Doesn't redirect Head of Decay. So Head of Decay will still put heal reduction on whoever it wants, which is unlucky. But yeah, it's kind of interesting, right? So you can sort of see how it's working on Hydra, right? With a fairly accessible team here. You know, it's working reasonably well. He's helping keep the cooldowns down and so on. Let me jump onto this run later on. So here we go. This was actually after 15, 16 minutes, about 98 turns in. This was totally full auto. And we're at about 29 million damage right here. So yeah, just to give you an idea of the sort of rough potential of this. And again, this was on full auto. Right there. I haven't been watching that back. That was quite unlucky. So Head of Mischief actually stole his buffs. That's very unlucky. That's a 3% chance. He's built with over 500 resistance, obviously. And he even has decreased accuracy as well for even more kick in the teeth. But yeah, there's definitely some bad luck that can happen right there. And obviously we've got some provoke set randomness too going on here. We've got 2 champs in provoke, but not everyone in provoke. So looks like, for example, there's going to be a cleanse go through right now, which is a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, to give you a concept of how this team works when you get on a little bit further, it works fairly well. I think it's a budget, fairly accessible team. This does have potential for sure. If we skip on, what basically happened was, I think we got some cleanses at bad times and we started falling apart. And unfortunately, it fell apart ever so slightly short of the 1 key on full auto. We came in with 36.18 million damage. So Emic, I mean, look, if I put in a Krisk here, this would easily 1 key and there's no question. I don't know. He's interesting, right? I'll show you a better team in a second. He's interesting. He is giving us that cooldown reduction, which is kind of nice. He functions semi-usefully as a mischief tank. That's kind of nice. But is he top tier? I don't know. Let me show you a better team. Where was the... Yeah, okay, hang on. This team was better. So with this team, I tried out a whole bunch of different stuff. So this team is still fairly budget. It's still fairly budget and is significantly stronger. So with this team, we're bringing in our good friend Newt, the most recent fusion. We have Mithrala in here as well. We have the same Shamail and Ugo. Actually, this Shamail is one that's built for damage, though. We've got Emic. We do have Nekmothar in, who's like S tier for Hydra, right? He'd be the hardest champion to get out of all of these. He was a guaranteed, but that was like a year ago, you know? So he's fairly tough to get. But it's kind of awkward. That's one thing. Like Emic doesn't... He's bringing you cooldown reduction, which is nice, and he helps you survive. And he does a bit of mischief tanking, but... he's not bringing you any of those crucial debuffs for Hydra. That's where having an OP champion like Nekmothar makes a big difference. He's giving us increased speed and decreased attack. He's covering so many bases in the one move. I think that's really, really useful. But the great thing as well here, we've got a couple of very powerful combos. So Emic, by giving us that cooldown reduction, right, with Noose, that's really strong because it's giving us, again, more of those A3s, the Blessed Bash, which is so powerful. It is exceptionally good with Nekmothar, right, because instead of just doing a bunch of A1s, Nekmothar is going to be getting back to his turn meter boosting much more often, so it turns Nekmo into an even more powerful turn meter machine. It's very strong. It's going to make Mithrala's cleansing be more more impactful. It's going to happen quicker. It's going to be stronger. It's going to be pretty good. It's going to be a pretty big win. And yeah, what we have with this team as well, Mithrala brings us the Hex, which really works well with Newt and how his damage functions. And Mithrala with the increased attack is going to enable Shamail to go pretty fast as well. Now, one thing that is a bit of a problem with this team, but like you can see right here, like, man, we absolutely blew up the Head of Mischief. He was completely destroyed. I still ran this one, by the way, full auto. But Head of Mischief, because Emic is not a super reliable Mischief tank by any means, and there's no way to extend the taunt to make it better, it does mean that Newt, giving himself counterattack, okay, he is going to try steal buffs off Newt. In fact, it happens quite frequently, and that can be a big problem, right? Emic is not a good enough Mischief tank to stop it. That being said, this team still works very, very well. And I think if you targeted heads and like you targeted down Mischief, just try kill off Mischief as quickly as possible every time. I think that can also help and work extremely well. See, I think in this particular context, he is actually adding some stuff. Like, by the way, if you were manualing this, by the way, you would just target the Head of Suffering. I think it does about 500k per hit to Head of Suffering, whereas even a decapitated head is only taking like 250 because it's Mischief and its max HP is low. Noose can cap out on Head of Suffering, so you can do that and you can kill heads faster and get more damage out. But like, we're 10 turns in, we've done 10 million damage, you know? There's quite a lot of potential here. If we skip all the way on, how far did this one go? So again, it was full auto. We eventually started getting killed by this stuff. Emic lived right to the end, actually, which is kind of cool. But yeah, this team ended up with 71 million damage on Nightmare. You can see Mithrala with 17 million, Newt with the 23, and Shamail with 20 million. And I think Emic is actually, he's adding a decent chunk to this team. He's not perfect, but he's pretty decent, right? Getting those shorter cooldowns out of Nekmo is massive. The Shamail makes his damage much higher. Newt, Mithrala, it's all nice. Ugo more consistent. All of that stuff is great. I honestly think the biggest problem with this team is that Ugo is the wrong affinity for this rotation. I think Head of Wrath got block buffs, failed to place a couple of times, and he just destroyed us, I think is probably what happened. Because we've got no reviver. But yeah, he's not bad. So, Emic, what do I think of him? Oh, look, we left this on full auto right here, and we actually wiped at 15 million. There you go. So, it's got some problems. What do I think of Emic in this build and in this showcase? Is this what he is designed for? Honestly, not really. Not really. He's okay for Hydra. He's decent. He's not bad. This move is real good. This move is good too. It's unfortunate that they just clash in terms of the cooldown. So, like, if you haven't prioritized this, he's going to cast this much less often. I think he's not bad, but I would rather have someone that's a better Mischief tank. Like, this taunt thing is cool, but I just feel like it's very unreliable. And I don't know. I wasn't honestly super impressed by it. I feel like you could put in other champions and do better. For Arena, again, he's not bad for Arena. You stop their single target stuff, it's okay. But again, his cooldowns are a bit wonky. I think he's not bad, but yeah, I think for all of the hype, for my playtesting here today, he's not wowing me. Now, some of that might be due to the build, right? You might want a different build. You might want different priorities. But yeah, I thought he's decent. Like, and if you're early game, he's going to be a good option. But for me, is he going to go into any of my Hydra teams? No, I don't think so. Like, he's a good budget option, but I feel like I've got better champions. I just find him, he's hard to fit in. He's hard to squeeze into a team because, yeah, this is great, but you need to cover like everything else with your other 5 champions. You just don't quite have enough spots in Hydra, I feel, for him to really shine. But he's good budget. For Arena, he might be. I think this is where I might focus more on him. Try get him a couple of reaction pieces. Try get him in a big bolster set. I think he could be pretty decent in Arena then, as a sort of protector champion that can be putting skills on cooldown, that can be doing the taunt, protecting with shields, decreasing our cooldowns. I think that's okay. But I don't know. He does not jump out to me as like obviously S tier in either of those areas. I feel like he's maybe A or a B, honestly, is the vibes I'm getting from this initial playtest. So there you go. I don't know, maybe a little bit overhyped. honestly, maybe got a little bit overhyped about this champion. Like, yeah, it's obviously extremely good for a Demon Lord clan boss. If you need him for Demon Lord clan boss, check him out. But for other areas of the game, not wowing me, actually. Not wowing me. Decent. He's solid. He's solid. Very solid. But he's definitely, in my opinion, I said this before, I think Noose is much better, and I absolutely 100% stand by that. Like, Noose is defining my Fire Knight team. He's defining my Phantom Shoguns team. Defines the Spider Hard team. He is the defining champion. He is top tier. There's nobody better. It's not the same with this guy, actually. There you are. Anyway, my thoughts on him. Am I going to go for him? Yes, I am still going to go for him. Short King, he's still good. I'm excited to see what other content creators will put together. Yeah, I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching the video. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.